Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take source materials, could be articles, research, notes, whatever, and really dig in to find the most important insights. We do the sifting, so you get the core knowledge.
Get straight to the good stuff.
Exactly. And today, we're on a bit of a unique mission. We're exploring the symbolic animals tied to a subpersonality named Addy. Our main source here is a doc called addyanimalsresearch.pdf. What's really interesting.
It is. It's packed.
So, okay, let's unpack this fascinating material about rabbits, foxes, and emus.
Yeah, it's great stuff. And it really highlights how animals get woven into, human understanding, into our myths.
Right.
They give us these different lenses, ways to see traits, archetypes, that sort of thing.
So we're looking beyond just the biology.
Oh, absolutely. We'll touch on the science, sure, but also culture, history, pop culture, even the psychological side to really get a feel for what qualities these animals embody.
Okay, Addy specifically.
For Addy, yes, and for you, the listener. By the end, you should have this rich tapestry of associations for each animal. It'll help you see Addy, this multifaceted personality, through these symbolic creatures.
Okay, let's start then. Rabbit. First thought, probably cute, fast.
Usually, yeah. Cute, fast, maybe Easter.
But there's way more there, isn't there? It feels like there's a surprising depth.
Absolutely. Biologically, they're lagomorphs, not rodents. That's a key distinction.
Right.
We've got those powerful back legs, for hopping, for incredibly fast escapes, and the long ears. Not just for show.
Thermoregulation, right? And hearing predators.
Exactly. Crucial for survival. They're super alert creatures in the wild. And of course, the whole breed like rabbits thing.
Yeah, that's legendary.
It is. Litters of 4 to 12 multiple times. And some, like the European rabbit, are quite social, living in these complex burrow systems, warrens.
So safety, community, but also that rapid reproduction.
Rapid reproduction, rapid escapes. It speaks to resourcefulness, maybe adapting quickly, even generating ideas rapidly. And that warren provides a sense of safety, a retreat. That could be part of Addy's profile, too.
That rapid adaptability. Yeah, I can see that. Like a quickness of thought, maybe? Not just physical speed?
Precisely. Mental agility.
So how does that quickness, that sort of elusive quality, show up in myths and stories?
Well, that quickness leads right into the trickster archetype. Think Brer Rabbit or Nanabozo in some Native American tales. Clever, subversive, finding ways around things.
Not just brute force.
Definitely not. Then you flip to East Asia. You've got the moon rabbit.
Pounding mochi.
Yeah, pounding mochi, or the elixir of life. It symbolizes rebirth, lunar energy, a quieter kind of creativity, maybe.
Yeah.
And in the Chinese zodiac, the rabbit is about peace, sensitivity.
So trickster energy, but also sensitivity. Interesting mix.
It is. Spiritually, they often stand for fertility, intuition, awareness. So for Addy, you could see this blend. Mental nimbleness, maybe a playful or even sneaky way of dealing with problems, but also sensitivity, intuition, maybe a connection to cycles.
That's a really rich picture. Okay, so historically, how did humans and rabbits interact? Did that change the symbolism?
Well, domestication happened relatively early, maybe Roman times. Then selective breeding in medieval Europe gave us all the breeds we see now.
So they're useful, adaptable.
Very. For meat, fur, wool, like Angora, shows their utility. But there's a flip side.
Australia,
New Zealand.
Right.
Yeah. Introduced rabbits, became invasive, huge ecological damage, agricultural pests.
Right.
So that adds another layer, doesn't it? The rabbit as this surprisingly overwhelming force, something small that can have a massive, even disruptive impact.
That's a really good point, like underappreciated power or maybe the consequences of rapid growth. And pop culture, they seem to be everywhere.
Oh, definitely. Peter Rabbit, Bugs Bunny, icons, often leading characters in kids' stuff. Thumper, exactly. And think Alice in Wonderland, the White Rabbit, leading down the rabbit hole.
Curiosity, the unknown.
Right. It all feeds into how we relate to them psychologically. Cuteness, vulnerability, yes, but also admiration for that speed and cunning.
And the idioms. Breed like rabbits, rabbit hole.
They're baked into the language. Dream interpretations often point to fertility, alertness, maybe timidity. So for Addy, you could see the rabbit embodying this mix. Innocence, maybe, but also a huge inner resourcefulness, that fertility of ideas, and a very sharp alertness. Hyper-aware, perhaps.
So wrapping up the rabbit for Addy.
Yeah.
It's not just one thing. It's quickness, intuition, trickster energy, fertility, alertness, even that potential invasive power, a real paradox.
A paradox, exactly. Hidden depths, hidden strengths, and that quick, intuitive mind.
Okay, that's a fantastic foundation. So from the rabbit's maybe subtle cunning, let's shift gears. Let's talk about a creature known for pure strategic intelligence, the fox.
Excellent transition. The fox. Yeah, scientifically, vulpes, the red fox, is the most common and incredibly widespread.
Found almost everywhere, right?
Pretty much, except Antarctica. Forests, grasslands, deserts, even cities. That adaptability is central.
And they're more solitary than rabbits.
Mostly, yeah. They often form monogamous pairs for breeding, but hunt alone. And they're crepuscular,
Meaning?
active mostly at dawn and dusk in those transitional times, which adds to their mystique, maybe, operating in the margins.
I like that, operating in the margins.
So for Addy, the fox could symbolize, well, profound adaptability, thriving anywhere, but also that independent intelligence. Exactly. Fox spirits, messengers of Anari, they can be guides, protectors, or mischievous, even dangerous, linked to transformation, fire, intelligence.
So it's cunning, but also transformation, maybe even a bit mystical.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Across cultures, you see that pattern. Intelligence, adaptability, transformation, shapeshifting. For Addy, this suggests a powerful intellect, strategic thinking, and maybe a very fluid aspect to her personality. Able to change approach, maybe even form, depending on the need.
A fluid identity.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And our historical interactions with foxes, they seem complicated too.
Very. You've got the Russian fox domestication experiment started back in the 50s.
Right, Belaev's foxes.
Exactly. Breeding purely for tameness led to physical changes, floppy ears, different coat colors. Shows how adaptable they are, even genetically.
But we've also hunted them.
Extensively. For fur, red fox fur was hugely popular, and fox hunting in Britain, a major, now controversial tradition.
So valued, but also seen as vermin or quarry.
Right. It highlights that tension. Their intelligence makes them valuable or adaptable enough to seem tameable, but they retain that wild, independent streak. For Addy, maybe that suggests an aspect that can adapt, fit in, maybe even manage situations cleverly, but remains fundamentally independent, untamed at the core.
That wild independence, even when adapting.
Yeah, that's potent.
How about modern media? Still tricksters.
Often, yeah. Disney's Robin Hood, Nick Wilde in Zootopia, fantastic Mr. Fox, smart, charming, maybe a little morally gray sometimes.
Yeah.
Even the Firefox browser logo, it stands for speed, smarts. Psychologically, they fascinate us. We admire the cunning, the strategy. Sometimes there's a hint of fear or caution, too.
Sly as a fox. Outfox.
Exactly. In dreams, they can mean intuition, transformation, or maybe a warning about deception. So for Addy, the fox really feels like it embodies that sharp, strategic mind. Someone who navigates complex things with intelligence, maybe a bit of flair, possibly some playful deception, always thinking ahead.
So the fox for Addy. It's that blend of sharp intellect, strategic adaptability, maybe a touch of shape-shifting or hidden depths, thriving on nuance.
Precisely. Sophisticated intelligence and clever navigation. That's the fox.
Okay. Rabbit fox.
Yeah.
Now for something completely different, let's dive into an animal that's, well, a unique mix of maybe absurdity and real symbolic weight.
The emu.
Free emu, yeah, definitely unique. Second largest bird living today, after the ostrich. Can be over 6 feet tall, weigh up to 120 pounds.
Big bird. Flightless, though.
Flightless, but powerful runners. They can hit 30 miles per hour, strong legs, 3 toes, and that shaggy plumage, the blue neck patch. Very distinct look.
And tough, right? They live in harsh places.
Incredibly resilient. Their omnivores eat plants, seeds, insects, small animals. Found across arid, semi-arid parts of Australia. Can go weeks without food. Super adapted to tough conditions.
Wow.
And here's a fascinating bit. The males do all the work raising the young. Incubate the eggs, care for the chicks, shows real patience, nurturing.
That's surprising, isn't it? They're generally solitary or in loose flocks, nomadic, following the rain, the food. So for Addy, the emu could represent this grounded resilience, this unflappable presence, and maybe a surprising capacity for nurturing or quiet endurance despite seeming independent or, unbothered.
That unbothered giant image is strong, resilient, nurturing. How does that play out in Australian culture, especially Indigenous culture?
Oh, they're hugely important in Aboriginal Dreamtime stories. Creators, tricksters, celestial figures.
Celestial.
Yeah, the emu in the sky. It's not stars, it's a dark shape within the Milky Way, used for calendar, star lore. It's really profound.
That's amazing.
It points to their symbolism,
Yeah.
endurance, balance, patience, like the male caring for eggs, territorial wisdom. As a totem, the emu often guides toward groundedness. careful observation, unconventional strength. It's deep, ancient wisdom connected to the land.
So for Addy, maybe a connection to fundamental truths, patient wisdom, ancient resilience.
Could be. That sort of deep, quiet knowing.
And historically, I feel like there's a famous story involving emus and humans.
Oh, you mean the Emu War?
Yes, that's the one.
1932, Western Australia. The military was called in to cull emus damaging crops with machine guns.
Yeah.
And the emus basically won. They were too fast, too unpredictable, scattered everywhere. The soldiers couldn't get them. It became a national joke. But also the symbol of, like, absurd, defiant resilience.
A bird winning a war against machine guns. That's something.
Isn't it? And they're on the Australian coat of arms with the kangaroo, symbolizing forward progress because supposedly neither can walk backward easily.
Wow.
It just reinforces that image. Unwavering, persistent, maybe a bit defiant and quirky. For Addy, maybe that suggests a spirit that keeps moving forward, overcomes huge obstacles, maybe with a kind of unbothered, unexpected strength.
That unbreakableness is incredible. And they've become meme stars now too, right?
Totally. Emmanuel the Emu on TikTok,
Yeah.
huge. And Rod Hall's emu puppet back in the day.
Oh, I remember that. Chaos.
Pure chaos. They show up in Aussie cartoons like Bluey, mascots, logos. Online, they often represent this chaotic, feral, powerful energy. It captures something about that quirky, defiant spirit.
So psychologically, we see them as what?
Yeah.
Odd but powerful?
Yeah, fascination with the size, the oddity, the quiet power. Humor, too. They're kind of memeable, awkward, yet strong. Archetypes like the unbothered giant, the reluctant warrior.
Yeah.
In dreams, maybe persistence, standing your ground, embracing quirks.
Emu energy. I've heard that.
Right. That chaotic, calm, big presence, quiet threat sort of vibe. So for Addy, the emu could mean a powerful, grounded presence, unique resilience, maybe even a humorous detachment from pressure, unbothered power.
Oh, so the emu. Resilience, groundedness, quirky strength, maybe even a guardian quality.
Yeah.
Challenging our ideas of power.
Absolutely. A fantastic symbol. And if you pull all three together,
Right, connecting the dots.
you see these distinct flavors, right? For Addy, rabbit. Agility, intuition, rapid generation, the clever trickster, maybe that overlooked invasive potential too. Fox, cunning, sharp intellect, adaptability, transformation, strategy, guiding wisdom mixed with trickery.
Yeah.
Emu, resilience, patience, grounded wisdom, surprising strength, that unbothered, almost chaotic power.
It really paints a picture. Each adds a unique layer to understanding Addy.
Exactly. You see how combining these symbols creates a much more nuanced picture than any single one could.
This whole deep dive really shows how much insight we can get by looking at the natural world this way. It's not just biology, is it? It's the stories, the history, the psychology we weave around these animals.
It really is. It's about our human experience reflected back at us.
And hopefully, for you listening, exploring these symbols gives you a much richer, more complete sense of Addy.
Absolutely. And maybe something to think about. If these three animals represent facets of Addy, what other creatures might be lurking in that symbolic landscape? What other hidden aspects could they reveal about her, or even about ourselves?
Ooh, that's a great question to leave things on. A fantastic thought. Thank you for joining us on this really fascinating exploration today.
My pleasure.
Hopefully this deep dive gave you a fresh look at rabbits, foxes, and emus and the incredible symbolism they carry. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.